Hey everyone. Today we're going to be speaking with Robozee, a well-known popper, creative from Europe. Um, some have said he's like an encyclopedia of knowledge of dance, and some have also said he was one of the first doing liquid in Europe. I saw him through Yak Films, that tutting video with the scientist. So I'm excited to hear Robo Z's story and if he can, yeah, let's see what we learned today about the dance styles, popping, and just his journey. What did he discover in his journey? So I'm gonna invite Robo Z. Hey.
What's up? What's up?
How's it
Everything's
going?
good?
Good, yeah, I'm good. Good. How are you doing today? How's your day or morning? What time is it over there?
So it's 8 p.m. right now in Germany. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Evening.
got
So
you.
actually my Saturday, so actually I was with my son doing stuff. I was in the city. Then a friend came from another city. He had a street show. Then he went today, and then I'm here now.
Okay,
And yeah, but it's
nice.
fine. I thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for being here, for doing this.
Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate your time as well. I know, when I started, I've been doing interviews about animation, flexing, waving, all these different styles. And I think what I was speaking with Paz from Kindred Waves, and she mentioned I was asking who are the people in Europe that have influenced the generations or have a lot of knowledge, and your name was brought up. I remember she said that you're like the encyclopedia of movement, of knowledge, of street dance. And then she also mentioned that from her knowledge, you were one of the first doing liquid or having this understanding of liquid. So I was like, wow, I would love to hear about Robo Z and his story. I saw you through Yak Films when Yak Films was sharing videos and the scientists.
Yeah.
That was like wow. Um, and I know you're in the animation group as well, chat. So you have a lot of experience in all these different styles within popping. So yeah, I'm excited to hear your journey and how'd you begin? How did you get into
Yeah.
it? Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and for people here that are listening, that are watching,
Yeah.
if you have a question, you can write it in the comments. This is an opportunity
Absolutely.
to ask RoboZ questions if you want to clarify. Pez says,
That's
yeah, the
good. Yeah.
encyclopedia. Um, but yeah, without further ado, this Robo Z from Germany, born and raised
Yeah. So I'm born in Germany, but my parents are from Greece.
from
It's
Greece.
Greek people. Yes.
Oh,
Greek people. Yes.
okay,
So it's
okay.
Greek people. My father came in 69 and my mother came in 82. And
Hmm.
I'm born here in 83. Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then we'll get started of how did you
Yeah.
get into the dance? What was your first memories? Dance, yeah.
Okay. First memories. Okay. Let's start. Let's say, so yeah, we used to dance in the family, but
Hmm.
not popping or anything like this, but like Greek dance and pop music came, MTV, and we had the channel, it was called Viva. And
Hmm.
I remember I watched with my mother and my father or with my friends, like TV channels, music videos,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, trying to copy Michael Jackson. This was I think, one of the first things with some friends,
Hmm.
and copying some movements from there, copying Michael Jackson. This was like in the third, fourth grade, fifth grade
Hmm.
at this time. And then, like what I have also, I remember because my how you say, my godfather, rest in
Mm,
peace, he had a restaurant here in Kassel, in the city I lived,
mhm.
and I hang out with some kids there that I didn't know before. Then I think it was Tina Turner, and my father said this to me. And I was dancing and dancing and performing, and everybody was watching. And then somebody said, like, okay, take your shoe off and go around and take some money, right? And I
Oh,
did this. I think I was 10, 11 years old.
wow.
There also is a story that there was like a street, like how you say, not festival, but like on street, there was a stage on street. They play some music and so on, and the stage was empty, and I was on the stage with 5, 6 years old, dancing around, and then people start to clap,
Mm,
and then I was like, oh, scared, and went to my mother, but was also like 6 years old. So this is
wow.
like the first dancing, yes, where
Yeah.
I connected with dance. My mother said that when I was in her belly, she was dancing all the time. Maybe
Uh,
also this. You don't
yeah.
know. You never
Yeah.
know.
It's
Yeah,
like passed down, generation passed down.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. If it's passed down generations. So because my father is an opera singer, so I
Oh,
grew up with with a singing father,
yes.
right? Yeah, yeah, opera. Oh, all
Right,
this. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
music
Yeah.
and movement was already in your life before you were born. It was already there. Music and movement.
Yes, somehow yes. But they're quite simple. It's not that it's all very artistic. The
Mm,
family is quite simple. It's not
mm,
that super arty
right.
and but so there it's Greek mentality. They do the art, but it's like still
Mm,
it's you have some me not, but they, right? Some traditions and like cultural stuff. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So then how did you start to, or when did you hear about popping, this dance called popping? How did that get introduced?
So from the school, when I was in the third grade, I become a ballroom dancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And let's say I can remember that beginning of the 90s, so it was 93, but even there was already existing Michael Jackson, Prince, MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, all this, Janet Jackson with all the dance videos, right?
Right.
I remember in Greece when Thriller came out. So this I'm born in 83, and we watched Thriller when I was 5, and I was super scared of the zombies,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So all these influences are there,
Mm.
and then in the television there was, I don't know, I remember I saw Planet Rock in the television, and one of my that I saw was Root Down from Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see like old school footage from footworks and some waves and so on. So it was breakdance, right? Everything
Right.
was breakdance, was
Right.
this one. So, and then a friend of mine came in 98, and he showed me a backspin and like a six step and a backspin. And then I was like, whoa, where
Mm.
did you learn this? And he said, like in the youth club. And so I went to the youth club.
Mm.
And there, so I'm the fourth generation of street dancer in my city. So
Oh.
in 83 there was a crew, in 88 was a crew, then beginning of the 90s, like 92, 93 was a crew, and I was like in the next generation, the fourth crew that was there.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's the fourth generation of street dance.
Mm-hmm.
And it was electric boogie. So I came in the youth center, and they said there's pop locking, and this is actually locking, electric boogie, and breakdance. So I started to do like everything. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everything a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
everything a little bit. But then I became the electric boogie guy of my crew, because this was a
Yeah.
typical thing. You have a crew,
Yeah.
and there's one or two stand-up dancers, right? Yeah.
Right. Wow. So this is interesting because I've interviewed other dancers in Europe. I believe I forget who was it exactly, but I've heard of electric boogie being talked about. Like they first heard of electric boogie before they heard of the word popping. So is
Yes,
that so?
yes.
What is electric boogie? What did you know about electric boogie when they showed you?
So when they showed me Electric Boogie, it was a stand-up dance mixing stops. It means
Mm,
pops, right? They call it stops.
yes,
Mixing tuts, mixing waves, yeah, making glides.
yes.
Yeah, this was Electric Boogie. All
Okay.
this, yeah, yeah. And
Interesting.
then,
Yes.
because of '83, when hip hop came to Europe, so it was the first boom, '83. Then it went over in '87,
Mm,
'86. It was like, oh, you're still breaking or break dance, or
mm,
it's over. The trend is gone.
uh-huh.
But the culture, but the community stayed strong, right? There was
Yeah.
some people who keep doing it, and then you have to imagine Electric Boogie was the influence from the hip hop culture that had Electric Boogie from New York. So this
Right.
came to Europe, yeah. But don't forget, there were also, because of the Second World War,
Mm,
and Germany was split in the Allies and in the Soviets
right.
part, right? West and East.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so the GIs from US, there
Ah,
were many GIs. They went to party, and there were some of them from Los Angeles, some from them from Philadelphia, some from them from Chicago.
right.
And there is influence by talking, because we had a guy called Jerry, and I met him like 15, 20 years later, and he is from the West Coast,
Mm,
and he said to me like, hey, I can show you some stepping. And stepping is what they did also in Berkeley, I think Damon Frost told me this.
mm,
Berkeley, and it's a kind of strutting, but they
mm,
call it stepping.
mm-hmm.
So you have different influences, but the general one, because it was in the television, was Electric Boogie. Yeah,
Electric Bleed. Wow. So
yeah, yeah.
at this time when you were dancing in your crew as Electric Boogie, were you competing with other groups, or was it performance or battles, or what was? Hmm.
Yeah. So we went to jams where different groups come. So there were graffiti writers, there were graffiti writers, MCs, dancers, breakers, yeah, and graffiti, and DJs, of course, to play the music.
Mm,
So in this, you have ciphers, and in the ciphers, you get down. Either you battle, or you just yeah, or you get down with the people.
mm-hmm.
Is this the thing is, because it wasn't so much Electric Boogie people.
Okay.
So it was more like more than an exchange. Of course, there was also some battles, but after the battle, let's say when in my hometown in Kassel, there was a jam in '98. I was starting to doing it,
Mm,
right? And
mm-hmm.
there was the guy Popping G. So he was here with his crew, Rocking Till Death, and other crews. Was like a jam, and then I battled him, but after the battle, I went to him and I say, "How you do this?" And he's actually the first who told me this is called pop and it's called popping. So
Oh.
he had the knowledge, and it was right when I start, right? So I was like, "Oh, okay, the dance is called popping, and there is a crew Electric Boogaloos, and there is a guy called Mr. Wiggles." Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah.
Popping G,
Popping G told me this. Yes,
he
yes.
told you, and then from there, that's where you would say your popping journey into a popper.
Yes, yes. To think about popping, and then I wanted to change my name even to Boogaloo Chris, because I was like, ah, okay, I'm gonna do Boogaloo because this is the real stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so this
yeah.
right because right now your name at the time isn't Robozee, not yet. Okay.
No, no. It was Robozee. No, it was Robozee.
Oh,
It was Robozee, and Robozee because of the game Bust the
but the
Groove.
groove, yes, yes, I knew it. I when I heard your name, I was like. Is that from the game Buster the robot at the end of the game, the final
Is
boss?
the
That's
yes, it's
you.
the final
Oh,
boss. Exactly.
wow. Okay.
Exactly.
So you
And
named
because
yourself. Okay.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I named myself Robozee, and Z because it's my after name is Zacharas, and
Ah,
that's why. And I was doing robotic movements, right? So
yeah.
Electric Boogie was robotic.
Yes.
So
Wow.
even I do waves and tuts and everything, but it's everything is in this robotic costume, right? In the
Yes.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so mhm. Oh no, continue, continue.
Yeah, and then so I met several in other jams. I met other poppers who do boogaloo or have more knowledge. So in the south, we had Mannheim, we had Stuttgart. There was I don't know how it's called, Kaserne.
Mm.
Bases like GI bases, like
Mm.
American bases
Right.
from yeah, and that's why they had so much knowledge there too.
Mm.
And then you have to imagine that in the mid, so before I started to dance, mid 90s, Thomas from Denmark came to Heidelberg.
Mm.
So Thomas is the partner for Mr. Steen.
Okay. Okay.
And Mr. Steen is the student, or they are the student from Damon Frost.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So this is how, and this knowledge, because Damon Frost had the knowledge from Boogaloo, we come from the Bay and living in
Right.
Sweden, right? So this knowledge came then to Heidelberg and to Mannheim in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started to growing this because he came and he showed some people, and we had a popping and boogaloo crew. It was called Bounce Connection in Mannheim,
Mm-hmm.
end of the 90s. Yeah.
Wow.
But me later I find out with Skeeter Rabbit, Pete, and Boogaloo Sam. But before it was Wiggles because I came from the hip hop, and every hip hop dude knew Mr. Wiggles, and
Right.
he had his Wiggles tapes already out. So that's why, and Pop Master Fable. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
So
whole New
we,
York, the whole East Coast New York. That.
yes, yes, exactly. The whole East Coast thing. So I bought from the US in 99, 2000, I order Mr. Wiggles 2 VHS tape.
Okay.
And in this tape, in the end of the tape, he say, "This is the old man, this is the Twist of Flags, and this is made from
The.
Sam and Electric Boogaloo." Because in this video, he became a part of the Electric Boogaloo. I think so, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So this
So.
was like the knowledge. So it was videos, it was human connection, it
Mhm.
was battles, but
Mhm.
mainly crew battles. Yeah.
Crew
Was
battles.
more breaking battles, like crew battles, but when you had a guy who do something more, then you have like a bonus, it's like a plus. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what would you say was the next step in your journey, or the next insight or change in your journey?
Hmm. I think so. I was dancing, dancing, dancing. I was practicing. I was like into the electric boogaloo thing, super strong. So I let electric boogie gone. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, electric boogaloo is the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with internet, with the wiggle site,
Mm-hmm.
with the soul seek to exchange videos and knowledge. Music. Internet was new, so we downloaded music to find out, okay, what is popping music? What is this music? And so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just came right the bridge when internet came. I had the flow was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think one change was 2005. So you have to think 98 I start 2005, 7 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Popping Pete came here with Sugar Pop, and there was a battle, and was like, oh, there I have to prove myself that
Mm-hmm.
I can dance this style.
Okay.
So I won this battle. It was a man versus machine.
Wow.
I
Okay.
won this battle, and for me it was like, wow, okay, okay. So I'm on the right path. If the creators say yes,
Yes.
I'm on the right path. Yeah.
Right, right.
So, but this was 2005, and then another change was because then I met my partner, my old partner, Prince Mio, and
Oh.
he was from Berlin. So I was connected with him. He was connected with Storm,
Mm, mm-hmm.
and then we hang out with Storm, and a lot of knowledge came from Storm, and he taught us and showed us also VHS tapes that we didn't know, that
Mm,
I didn't know, right?
mm.
And then I did theater pieces with Mio,
Oh.
and then we started theater pieces doing with Storm, and then Claudio came from Baden-Baden, so we were four. So
Mm.
it's Animatronic was the name of the crew. Animatronic.
Okay.
Yeah, Animatronic was the name, and we did the theater pieces. And in 2006, also, I started to work on theater pieces in another city with contemporary choreographers.
Mm. Wow.
This was also changing, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
because you get, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because you get other influences. And the thing is, because I believe I said this also one time to Wiggles in a panel discussion, my spirit or my spirit is artistically and super hip hop based. It's like sampling. You sample stuff, you twist them,
Mm-hmm.
you copy things, you twist them, you make it in your own, right?
Mm.
And then you play with movement. And I love dancing, so it wasn't only popping. For the crew shows, we had to do choreography, so we did a little bit of locking, the
Mm.
locking that we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Then house came in 2003, 4. And I was like, okay, what is this? So I started to dance a little bit house and to try out house steps. Then suddenly I downloaded a DVD that is like Dance Delight from Japan. And then I was like,
Ah,
oh,
yes.
yeah, like old Dance Delight. And then I was every time learning, but flipping them. Yeah, but mainly it was popping,
It was popping.
like popping umbrella, let's
Yeah.
say popping umbrella, yeah.
Mm.
uh, but I learned every time other dance styles and other moves, because to make shows you need to move, you need to dance. So
Yeah.
so there is not only one way, and it's only my style, and I do my thing. It's like, okay, how can I be flexible? How can I fit my thing into a contemporary piece that is not so flat, right? And so
Mhm.
on. Yeah,
How,
yeah, yeah.
how, how do you, what do you feel how contemporary pieces and theater shows influence your movement, your vision of dance, how you express yourself? Where do, if, does that make sense? Where the question because I would like, because
Yes,
I feel similar in the sense that I love remixing many different things. Again, my first things I was watching was popping, and I'm watching YouTube and just the dance, the light, looking everywhere. But
yeah, yeah.
I also appreciate the theatrical world, the contemporary world. So I'm curious, where do you feel, or what did that do to your mind? Your did it expand it? What did you uh, getting involved in the theatrical world, contemporary world?
So the thing is, because now let's say the first wait is 2006, then so 8 years it was like street knowledge. And of course, I remember I watched as a 12-year-old, I watched with my mother also like the dance movies, Dirty Dancing and so on. Then I watched Wild Style, Breaking, yeah, and Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo and stuff like this, right? So
Yeah.
there were influences, right?
Hmm.
But the thing is, what I learned in the theater, and I was really lucky to be honest, with cool choreographers.
Hmm.
So I work with very nice choreographers because it was like a collabo from street dancers and contemporary people. And the choreographers wanted to understand the street dance mentality,
Hmm.
but the exchange was also, what is the academic mentality? Why? And then because I'm curious, I'm a curious person. I'm like, okay, how you learn dancing, how you do this, and why you do this like this, how, yeah, so, And then like, yeah, you have to know there is a woman called Pina Bausch, and she had a make the revolution in dance theater. And before her was Martha Graham,
Oh,
and there is another guy called Cunningham. And but by the time, it's not like one sitting and you get all the knowledge. It's like by the time with different productions, you get more influence and you get more questions and okay, this is happening. And then who is William Forsythe? What did he do? And then you get, okay, in the contemporary world, there is also legends like we have Wiggles, Bob and Andre, and so on. You're right. So I was
yeah,
like comparing, like, okay, okay, okay. They have also like people that revolutionized the ballet dance.
yes.
And because then I was digging to the work of each one, I was like, okay, they make more conceptual art. And then I say like, okay, but we do also conceptual, but
Mm,
it's more a little bit more youth inside because we say, okay, we are now a snake
yeah,
and now we do the snake or we are a robot,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But and then the academics take it more like, okay, it's like movement art or physical art, what
Mm,
you want to say with your dance and so on, right?
I see.
Because
Oh,
in our dance, when I do the robot, everybody know, okay, it's a
oh,
robot, and then we go technically, is it a good robot or is it a bad robot?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
but in contemporary, sometimes it's not about to show the robot. It's about to
The
show the sometimes then emotion behind or another narrative with this movement, right? Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
would you say this was around this experience of in the contemporary world was 2006,
yeah.
2007?
It started 2006 until 2013 because from 13 on, then I went to the Flying Steps, and this was more a commercial and big, like a show thing, entertainment. It
Okay.
wasn't like arty. It was more let's do entertainment
Oh,
art. Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Because in Germany we have like you have entertainment art and you have like intellectual art. Oh,
I
they split it a little bit. Yeah.
got it. So the contemporary world was the intellectual art,
Yes,
and
exactly.
then the
Yes.
flying steps was the entertainment.
Yes, but it's also intellectual, but it's more based on to make a show that people gonna enjoy.
For
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
TV, for the mainstream, the public.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes,
Like, yes, yes.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I would like to go back in time and ask you, where did you discover liquid finger touch animation? Where did you discover those styles?
So, so Mio was telling me about this.
Hmm.
So I think I discovered the video Liquid Pop Collective
Mm-hmm.
in Soulseek. I don't know. I was downloading it and I was like, wow, what is this? But it wasn't so it's not popping, it's not, yeah,
Hmm.
but it was interesting, so I started to play with this. Then with Mio, it was like I remember we were talking about, and this was his first video he learned moves from.
Wow, okay.
So this was already here somehow in the realm of street dance, in the video realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, in 2006, I did Juicy Boo with Popping Hood
Okay,
from Stuttgart, right? So
okay,
he is my generation. He started, I think, in 97,
okay.
and we are like you get the leftovers. I think we had 5 to 10 people in Germany now that comes from this generation where I come from,
Wow,
right?
okay.
Yeah, and he gave me some videos and he and in his folder was written New Electric Boogie,
New
right?
Electric Boogie. Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
but it wasn't Electric Boogie. It was Flexing from New York.
No way.
Yes,
What
it
year was
wasn't.
this? What
In
year?
2006.
2006. Okay.
6. Yeah. So I had some videos from Kool-Aid, from the New Era team. It was New Era,
Wow.
and I was like, damn, this looks so good. So at the same time, we have the liquid pop, right?
Hmm.
So while liquid pop, I was practicing every time because I needed also for the theater shows, we needed footage, we needed movement, we needed and all the movement to create new things, you need input and flip it and doing it,
Hmm.
right? So I was playing around with all these things. But by the way, I fell in love with flexing. I was like, okay, this is the next step for me. Flexing was like flexing, and then I was like, oh, there's also turfing.
Okay. Yes.
And I was like, okay, okay, they bring it to the next era. For me, it was my opinion. In this time, I was like, okay, this is like what I did, electric boogie, but in a more creative and harder way, and crazier ways, and threads and everything inside.
Yes.
Yes. So so Liquid came with the video 2006, 2007-ish. So I start to learn and to practice this. And this time was also when Jay Smooth did his solo in some videos and of course in Step Up.
Yes. Yes.
So I was like, okay, I have to practice this for the battles. If somebody gonna do this, I need to have something of them, right? It was
Yes.
the battle strategy, right?
Yes.
Because I went every time to battles also. Because from 2004, the crew battles, they split. Then it starts to have popping battles, locking battles, because of Juicy Boo and Funkenstyles in Germany.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
they start to make, so this was from 2003, 4. They start to make only popping battles. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did
So
you ever get to meet flexors? Did you ever go to New York? Did you ever get to No. Oh, we
I know,
I feel that that would be such a beautiful moment with the two cultures coming together of what you've shared. Um, but
yo, man.
wow.
No, I met only one time a flexor. It was in London. It was Slick.
Yes.
And we were at the party, and somebody told me, this is the flexor. They do a movie here. And I was like, oh man, he is a flexor. I need to talk to him. I don't know how, but I need to share some. I need to have a small contact. So I went to him. I asked him like, "Hey, can we share a little bit?" And then he was doing some things, threads and cuts, and going through, and some bone breaking. And I was like, "Damn!" And I was like, "Can I show you some?" And he was like, "Sure." Super nice dude. And I start, and he saw that I was thinking. And he was like, "Don't think, man. Don't
Ah.
think. Just go. Don't think." And I was like, okay, that's one of a strategy. Okay.
Yes.
So this was also, I think, in 2007, 8-ish. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
When they, or 9. Yeah. Or 9.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Man.
No, no, it was later. It was 10 or 11 because I
Oh,
was a judge in UK champs in a qualifier. Yes, I had long hair. Yeah.
okay.
And
Okay.
it was the time when I did the
The-
the professor solo.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, it was this time because I had already the influence from flexing and so on. So you have to imagine I did a lot of electric boogaloo, a lot of popping, like traditional electric boogaloo. But then I don't know, I it was too much of this, and I was like, yeah, but because I remember when I started, we had Radiotron, the video, and
Yeah.
there was Flat Top. It was a big influence also with the rainforest when he's with
Yes.
his suit, right?
Yes.
So this was also an influence. So I tried to copy Flat Top and so on, right?
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, I need to go back. I need to go back. What did I like? I like tuts. I like animation. I like robot. I
Hmm.
like to look unreal, and then was it like holistically you see like there is a path of, okay, I have to go back. At the same time, I see the flexing video from Kool-Aid. At the same time, I get the liquid pop collective. So many things happened, and then it was like, okay, I want to learn this. Then there was a video from Tiny Love when he was really crazy doing the yin yang and everything. This I was like, okay, this next level. I have to practice. So
Yes.
was everything like this. And there was another guy called also, I think, Jay Smooth. No. So there's a video from a black dude. He doing finger tats
Is it
from New York.
Machine? He was called Machine, but then
Yes.
his real name is Twan the Don, and he's the Finger Connects. They call it finger
Yes.
connecting.
Finger connect.
Yes, that
So I saw
video.
this
Yes.
video and I was like, okay, what is this? What is this? So yeah. So you have to imagine me in a small city, 200,000 people, Kassel,
Mm,
traveling for making shows, survive with dancing, copying things that I see and twisting them, trying to understand them. And then, of course, going to workshops. Is there workshops? I went to Junior Boogaloo workshop. I went to
mm,
Aki workshop, Madoka workshop,
mm,
Kite, Guchon workshop.
mm.
Japan. Japan is for me one of the best workshops because they go so technically, you will understand it and then you can practice it alone.
Wow.
But Monster Pop, I did a workshop. But then I know few. I did a project in 2011 with Mr. Steen, and he was inviting Slim Boogie, Future, Rashad when they were together,
Mm,
Maury,
wow.
Mary Poppins, Katie. So it was a big thing. So there was a big influence in this happening, right?
Yes.
So so many things happen, many connections with people, but to have a mentor, and my mentor and best friend also is like Storm,
Mm.
and one of the best dancers for me in the world is Rubber Legs.
Rubber Legs. Rubber Legs is from
Yes,
isn't he? He's in L.A. out here, right?
he lives in LA right now.
That's the
Yeah,
Rubber Legs. How did you connect
yeah.
with Rubber Legs? How did?
So in 2002, end of 2002, we made a crew in Germany. It's called Battle Bunch.
Oh,
So
okay.
so the crew in Kassel, my city, was split, and I was together with my old best friend Semi
Mm,
because he showed me the backspin and the footwork, and he bring me to the youth club.
mhm,
And with him, he had the connection to Big Tony from Battle Bunch. And then I said, "Hey, you need a popper?" And he said, like, "Yeah, come over and they're gonna see you." And the vibe was good. And so I tell you, this crew, because of this crew, it was like revolutionary for to being unique,
mm,
like do your own stuff. This was also before all the OGs in my city. They say, don't copy. If you copy, twist it.
mhm.
It's not good to copy somebody. You have to be your own, to create your own stuff,
Right.
right? And with Rubber Legs, with Lil Amok, Big Tony, Semi, Sefa, Samia, Spanky Boy.
Mm,
So this is the crew. Uh, we were like very influential to each other.
mm.
Like when we practiced together in a city, because we are from different cities. When we met together, it was like, "Hey, Robo, do the wave and another way around." Ah, okay. Then you try. And then the same also, I give ideas for the B-boys. Like, oh, can
Nice.
you, when you do your leg behind, can you do this? Ah, wait, maybe I try. There was like a safe space, a
Yes.
creative space, safe space
Yes.
between the crew. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's so important to have to have others that you first to feel safe, but to have a diverse mindset that
yeah,
everyone has a different perspective or lens or style, and that's
yeah,
that's such a power up, a level up for an
yeah,
artist, a dancer.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Wow. So okay. Animation. Did you say flat top was your introduction to what animation is, or
Yeah, when
what?
I saw Flat Top, it was for me Electric Boogie, right? In the end of
Oh,
the 90s. I didn't
yes.
know that it's called animation. Yeah, I didn't know.
When did you hear of the word animation? Who brought that
Oh,
up? Who started?
I think it was the video from Bob and Andre with the white.
The background,
Uh,
yes,
the
yes,
background is white. I think Matt Chat is in this video, and he do some routines, and
yes,
he talking about the stop to
mhm,
stop the motion,
yes.
right? And this is there, yeah. This is when he was calling animation, and of course in the internet to read some stuff sometimes,
Hmm.
because I think in 2005, 2006, 7, you had already some informations in the forum of Wiggles and so
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
Of course,
Okay.
there was also every time like arguing people, this is not and this is this, but to know, there is something called animation. But to be also honest, is like a video from Wiggles when he call animation and he show claymation stuff, the skeleton, and I think it's the Wiggles 3 or a session video from him
Oh,
when he talks about there's these characters,
yes,
right? I
yes.
think also. So some words I have from videos, and when I met some OGs, then I was talking, asking. Like in 2002, I asked Walid, can you show me the cobra?
Okay.
And he showed me the cobra, and he said to me what Taco showed him and talked to him, and so it's like talking, realizing, okay, this is one information, making the information together. Does it fit? Does it not fit? And so on, right? It's
Right.
like it's a puzzle. All that it is. So till 2015, it was like a puzzle every time because then suddenly more direction, more things happened. But it came with time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I see some of the comments. Popping John said, Sinbad from Wiggles was the first I saw as well. Wiggles Volume 3.
Yes.
Um, and
I think
then,
it's this
yeah,
video. I think
okay.
it's this video. And
Yes.
he was talking about this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And then Tempo, what's going on, kids? I should be sleeping, but here I am. Yeah, today we're just talking of Robozee's dance journey, what he saw, experienced, and what inspired him.
Yeah.
For anyone that's just tuning in right now. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. Okay.
But I
So,
tell you,
mhm,
yeah, to have inspirations when I found new dancers, let's say even here, Popping John, when I saw him first time on video, I was like, oh wow, it's so clean. Or
mm,
even Kid Boogie, I was like, okay, who is this? This is a motion sickness. Oh, this is Machine Gun Funk. Oh, this is that ABM. So
mm,
I was in a time, I think it was such a golden time to learn things, to see so many individuals, to get so much, um, motivation to move on
yes.
and to have a crew and to say, okay, do your own thing,
Right.
and then there will be a time I will met one of these guys even in a battle or like in a cipher or just hang out, like community stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Wow. Okay. I would like to now come back to 2013 Flying
Mm.
Steps crew. Flying
Yes,
Steps.
yeah.
What was that experience like? What did you learn or what was highlights during that experience?
This experiment was actually it was intense for making sure that is functioning for mainstream, that
Mm,
is functioning, that people can buy tickets,
mhm.
and then suddenly you learn also like, okay, how is the business or the mainstream functioning in Germany?
Mm,
Because when you are in a street dance bubble or in an arty bubble, like intellectual, like contemporary
right, right,
bubble, you can be creative all the time, but suddenly in the show business is, yeah, you can be creative, but if it's too arty and it's not understandable,
right.
please do only this move and it's
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Yeah,
right.
like
You have to
okay,
keep
because
it
everybody,
simple and
yeah, keep it
digestible,
simple
right?
that everybody can understand it and can
Yes,
cheer it or can
yes.
clap for it, right? So this is like yeah. Oh yeah, we battle a couple of times, Kibugi. This is
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
brother.
hmm, hmm. So then for
Yes,
flying steps, you're learning more of how to translate it to the public for shows.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But me, I was every time I liked shows and do, like a showman. Showmanship was like in me. I don't know. I like showmanship,
Mm-hmm.
and but there was like okay, because I did know a lot of contemporary, so my showmanship wasn't only like showing. It was also like okay, we can turn other things around and not be so concrete to some stuff. But in
Mm-hmm.
Flying Step, it was like be concrete, do your skills that the street dance like and the people gonna like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But find yourself in this. So it
I
was this kind of thing. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah.
moving forward past the flying steps, what would you say was the next chapter in your journey, the next maybe challenge or insight that you would say moving forward after flying?
Then I did my solo, like a half an hour piece, like 37 minutes. It's Robozee versus Sacre. So I danced on Sacre du Printemps from Stravinsky, like a
Oh,
whole in a whole. It's
wow.
a solo piece, and this was like, okay, this is my piece, my
You're,
my theater piece. Yeah, it's not. There is no choreographer that choreograph me and say you come from here and do your thing and so on.
mhm.
It's like I designed this. So yeah. So this was
Wow.
my first. Then the movie. Then I did a movie in 2021, like a step up movie, but in Germany.
What is this? I want to know.
Yeah, it's called Fly. Yeah,
Fly.
Fly the movie. Yeah.
Can you send me this? How do I see it?
Yeah, I will send you later a
Oh,
trailer. I don't know if it's on Amazon or something, but I think you have to buy it. So, or maybe
okay.
you can find it in another streaming service. I don't know. Yeah.
Wow. So what was that
Yeah, yeah.
experience like? This was the first movie that this was your being
No,
in a
it wasn't actually the first movie. The first movie that we did a small scene was how was the music? Live in Paris, Life of Paris.
oh,
Something like this. It was also a dance movie, but we had like a small sequence, a popping sequence with four dancers, and I never saw this movie. I don't know.
oh no.
It's called Little Paris.
Little
Little
Paris.
Paris, yeah. So this was one movie that I was in. Then this was a big movie. So I didn't have the main role, but I was a character inside. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So then so okay, okay. So then you said also Little Paris 2021?
No, Little Paris was before. I
Oh,
think 2015,
2015.
16.
And then the
Yeah.
film, what was the name of the film in 2021?
This was Fly. Fly the movie.
Fly. Okay, Fly
Yeah.
movie. Okay, so you're in the
Yeah.
movie then. Okay. And
Yes.
now, so 2021, now I
Yeah.
mean, now that's that was maybe what, 4 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
what would you say from then to now? Where would you say right now your mind is? Where are you with your art or movement? Uh, where do you see yourself now
So
with
now I choreograph now a piece in my city in the theater with
nice,
6 contemporary dancers, and I choreograph them. So this is the next step. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
To
Nice.
choreograph. Yeah. I did also a lot of youth projects for young people, like
Hmm.
doing small shows, projects for first and second grades,
Oh.
for high school people. So in all my journey, I try to do everything what I can do with dance. So
Hmm.
it's not only a street show. Yes, a street show. It's contemporary, it's theater, it's mainstream shows, is video clips,
Hmm.
dancing in video clips,
Hmm.
dancing in mainstream shows and big shows. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So everything to teach, to teach, but to teach proper, to talk about the culture, to talk about where it comes from. To be like to be a to be this profession. It has to be a profession, a really good one. This
I
was every time when I was 15. I was like, I'm gonna do this for my life. Yeah.
Ah, you knew.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just okay. I
yeah.
see.
I just did. If even if the life wasn't saying yes, I was like, yeah, yeah, I will manage this. Yeah,
And I love it because you did. You did.
yeah.
You
Somehow,
made it.
yes.
You did it.
Yeah, somehow,
Uh,
yes. Yeah, yeah.
ha
That's true.
have you traveled to the USA?
Never.
Never, no way.
I was never in the US.
That's very surprising to hear from everything you have seen and
It's so crazy. I would be a super US citizen, man.
wow. Would do
I
you
know the history. I know everything. I know
yes.
everything. I know so much,
You
man.
probably you know more than some dancers that were born in USA. That's
It could be,
you
yeah.
know? Um
But even not of the dance history. Actually, I because
or just the history.
yeah, I mean like because suddenly, there was a point in my life that was like, okay, I'm here. So my parents are from Greece. I'm born here in Germany. So my mentality in Germany, I'm the Greek guy. In Greece, I'm the German guy.
Mm.
So my dance comes from US, but US comes but this dance comes from Afro-American, Latin American, and
Yes.
so on. So it's like I remember myself watching Soul Train videos and trying to understand what they do, and they just doing stuff.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
not about the choreographies. It's about how they freak out and they dance and
Mm.
they move around and
Right.
they do the dance moves before the moves had a name, right?
Right. Right.
So to understand these vibes, and then suddenly I find myself searching African dance moves. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
African culture, Africa is so big. So is South Africa, is West Africa, you have East Africa. Okay, you see some influences. And then you go into history like, okay, where does the slavery start? Okay,
Right.
so and then I'm like, okay, what kind of dances they do, and
Mm.
what kind of dances this influence the Afro-American dances, and so on. I'm a super nerd. I'm a
Yeah.
super trying to find the truth, right?
Mm, yes, yes. Is there
Yeah.
something that in your journey of research, was there something you that was like a aha moment? Something that shocked you or just changed your look of movement or history? Um, something I don't know if there was something that was an aha moment. Hmm.
Many.
Many
My
just
brother, there was many aha moments. I can tell you. One aha moment was like when I was like, oh wow, there's old people in USA. They just dance this because they dance it. They
mm-hmm,
just doing it.
mm-hmm,
It's not about performing. It's not about, it's like, and then you hear stories, oh yeah, we do this in the backyard when we had a party and we
mm-hmm.
have a barbecue and everybody's dancing and then your uncle make a wave and I'm like, okay, wait. This is so inside the social environment of your family, of the culture. I'm like, okay, wait. So I grew up from the telly watching this, from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
from the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go to the US, it's not a mainstream. It's actually your big brother have it from your uncle, and your
Right.
uncle did a funky move in the 70s, right? So I'm like, okay, okay, this I have to understand, right? So
Yeah.
this was like, aha, okay.
Mm.
And then other thing was like, oh, when I watched Popping Pete and studying Popping Pete dance videos, I'm
Mm.
like, okay, he's not doing a move and finishing it.
Mm.
So what's behind this?
Mm.
He's moving around, he's finishing a roll, but after the roll there is a leg, and then he start to do the crazy legs, but this is not one thing and then one thing finish and one thing
Right.
finish. Oh, there is connection. There
Mm.
is somehow a connection. And then there is the quote from Martha Graham that it says, dancing is what happens between two positions. And I was like, yeah. So
Oh,
this is what Pete also is doing. He's not finishing and finishing. He's
right.
starting every time, and that's why he's moving all around and doing
Yeah.
this. I'm like, okay, wow. So it's a fluid thing. It's flowing.
Mm,
He's showing the accents in the music, but the body is continuously
right,
moving, right?
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So stuff like this, and then I started to make like, okay, how can I make a liquid and tutting at the same time?
Oh, okay.
So this was also in 2010, 11. This starts when the professor video came out. This was like starting. And
Okay.
in 2016, I was talking with Robalex and I say, actually, I do illusionary dance. And then I was like, yeah, this sounds actually good. Good, right? This sounds good one. And then, okay, then I was talking with Two-Face from Germany. He was also tutting, waving, and boogalooing and popping. I was like, okay, there's something missing. Then keeping doing forward, like, okay, this is illusionary dance forms. So
Mm,
this is not a style. It's not about style. It's just a academic or a technical term.
okay.
It's not about like I do now animation, the style, and in animation I do the style Android, right? It's not about this.
Hmm.
It's about, okay, it's also an illusion. It's with stop motion, and there is a characteristic inside that is also a concept. So I created this term illusionary dance forms to have just a structure for my mind where to put everything and to make,
Right.
to have just a structure, and not because sometimes in our culture we have sometimes it's so the communication between the styles is so fast sometimes, and sometimes they just rip them off and say, no, this is Android and this is Cyborg, and but this is all together as animation. And
Right.
you're like, okay, and this make me wanna like, okay, wait, how can I made it for myself to understand what kind of movement I use, and then comes the narrative, or I create a narrative. So now I'm a half cyborg and half octopus.
Hmm.
What is this? Ah, this is a new character. But
Hmm.
what kind of movement I'm gonna use inside, right?
Hmm. Yes.
But this start actually to from playing around with tuts and liquid and waving. How can I tut and wave at the same time, and to have tuts
Right.
and waves at the same time?
Right.
Because then and then I was in a battle, and you can see this Circle Underground with Two-Face and Frankie
Hmm.
in 2012, I think, or 13. Yeah. And and there you can see I was playing around with it. It wasn't so much fixed, but it was like the experiment started there already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of experiment, do you feel the experimentation of, liquid with tutting, with robot, do you feel it's how do I say, received well in the street dance community? Do you feel the experimenting is appreciated, received in the street dance community? I guess in Germany, or where you are, where you see it, or do you
So
feel that?
you have to,
Mhm.
yeah.
I was
Yes,
gonna
yes.
say, or do you feel that it's still like, well, it's a little too different. It's not really appreciated, or what do you see about the experimental of street dance?
Jay is difficult.
Hmm.
Difficult because you have to imagine we have Droscha in Holland.
Yes.
So Droscha won the experimental battle in Justibu, right?
Hmm.
So, and then he do the open your mind, and
Yes.
it's experimental battle. I was judging this one time. Even Robalex was judging it one time.
Hmm.
So, so you see there is, and his, damn, I totally forgot this. So his influence was Detours, the video. So
Mm,
Detours was
interesting.
also, for me, it was a big impact. When I
Yeah.
saw Detours, I was like, what the hell they are
Wow.
doing with Elsewhere, Midas, Robzilla, and Cujo, the main characters. And
Yes.
then you have Skywalker, you have Squid, you have all these things. And then I was connecting with Wavomatic, rest in peace.
Wow. Wow.
And I saw him in Greece, and we were judging a battle there. I think it was Kill the Beat was the name of the battle.
Hmm.
And then we were talking, and then he was like, "Yeah, I teached elsewhere and Squid and all these guys." I was like, "Okay." And so he showed me also stuff. And you know, Wavo, he was like super open and giving. He
Hmm.
was such a giving dude. And this was also a moment for me. I was like, "Okay, I want to be like this dude, just giving away everything you I have, because in the end, you still have it."
Right.
I'm still having it. If somebody gonna do $1 billion or euros with it, bro, I'm happy for him. Super. It's okay.
Nice.
Even if
Nice.
you gotta forget me, it's okay. It's fine. It's like this. Life's like this.
Right. Wow. That's a very
Yeah.
selfless statement. Selfless. Very
It,
selfless.
absolutely selfless because I saw yeah, absolutely selfless. Because I get so much information for free. Why I should don't give this for free?
Right.
You know,
Right.
this is how I grew up. I grew up in each one teach one.
Yes.
Each
Yes.
one teach one. And
Wow.
then, of course, don't bite my style. Yeah. So
Right.
make up your mind and create things. So
Yes.
back to experimental. So
Yes.
detours was a was a thing for Drosha. So he started to do his stuff. For him, it was also electric boogie and popping, but he wasn't accepted in the popping realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not groovy enough, not
Right.
popping enough, and so on, right? So
Right.
he started to do his own thing. He won Justibu. He started to make Open Your Mind. So, and then he have this community, this whole experimental community. And
Wow.
in experimental, you have also the people who mix things or who experiment with physical art, with movement. And then you have people who, like even you experiment with everything. Since I
Yes.
know
Yeah.
you, since I watch your videos, you
Yeah.
experimented with all the things that influence you,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe even when you had, I don't know, in the 80s, in the 70s, all the OGs we have right now from back in the day,
Yes.
they were young and were experimenting with
Yes.
ideas.
Mm.
So the experimenting spirit is in the creating process. It's inside.
Mm. Wow.
Like
Yes. Okay.
you cannot take it away if a strutter said, "Yeah, we did some movies when we were, I don't know, 10 years old, 12 years old,
Yeah.
and we copy the Zimbad." Oh, nice! It's
Yeah. Yeah.
like you're experimenting with movement without knowing it's an experiment. It's like,
Exactly. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. What would you I have to take like so much to process, but wow. So I would then like to ask just a few more questions I'd like to ask is, do you have a favorite battle that you were part of, or maybe you saw, or an exchange, or it could be
Many.
also, it could be another person, or it could be yourself.
Yeah.
What would be one you would like to share?
There's so many battles
Wow.
that I saw and I was amazed. It was the USA against Japan battle. Junior
Mm,
Boogaloo and the team. In Japan was Aki, I think.
mm.
Yeah. There was a USA Japan, but I think Tempo was there. I don't know. Legend, not Tempo,
Legend,
Legend.
yes, yes.
Or even Tempo against Tetris. This
Mm,
battle was crazy. My battle, when I see the battle from I Love This Dance,
mm,
then I was actually amazed by myself. And not in the ego way, like, wow, I'm so good. I was like, what the hell? How did I know that the beat is starting there? You
mm,
know,
mm,
like, like to when I recap, make a feedback to myself, I'm like, okay, how did I do this?
mm.
And how I came to this position right now and why and all this because I was so in the flowing mood and the zone.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like this. Man versus Machine, when Pete and Sugar Pop was judging, this was for me like a big thing.
Mm,
Yeah, when I was You know, every time when I won against Popular in UK Champs, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Even when I won against Kid Boogie, it was like, wow, I win against US people and they come from there and
Right.
they're more in the source than I do,
Right.
right?
Right.
But yeah, stuff like this, stuff
Wow.
like this.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay. What would you like to tell the future generation and the current generation that are listening to you, that are watching this video? What would be a message you would like to leave them with?
Hmm. To find the balance between do your thing,
Mm,
but appreciate the history. I
mhm,
think this is very hard
mm,
because without the OGs, we are not here,
mhm,
and we still have to create stuff that is in a way new, but
mm,
I don't believe there is new stuff. I believe only there is new compositions that people can compose is the compositions
mhm,
because the leg on the back of your head or is only how you approach things
mhm,
for the new generation. It's crazy because when you take it individually, you have people they struggle a lot, bad neighborhoods,
mhm,
bad friends,
mhm,
bad society, so social environment is bad.
mhm,
So there are more fighters. Maybe they have to calm a little bit down and try to find peace with themselves. And then you have the other guys or the other people that are more like have more privilege. They're more in a better community. They have a good household.
mhm,
They are a little bit more spoiled, so they have to find a way to fight a little bit more, but not to fight in a bad way, like to fight the inner demons actually.
mhm,
I think fighting the inner demons in all the ways, I think this is the hardest part. And
mhm.
believing what you're doing, I think this is very, very important. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah, and I don't believe that is you know, because dance teach me so much, and it doesn't teach me only movement and listening to the music. Dance teach me also about humans, about culture, about history. Because I dig so much in dance history, I start to dig about USA history, Greek history,
Mm,
Chinese history,
mhm,
German history.
mhm,
And to have a community is very important.
mhm.
Yeah. What I really like in the US is like this freedom of speech. It's sometimes chaotic,
Mhm.
but it gives creativity a big, big push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because let's take it here in Germany. Look, you create flexing, you create crumping, you create juking, you create Chicago footwork, you create this,
Right.
right?
Right.
So so what is Europe doing? Let's say if Europe accept it, then you have to take it like this. Europe is like, or Germany, the northern countries, they take it, they split it, they atomize it, and they make it super precise.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
Right.
Maybe in the US they forget things and say, this is old,
Right.
but Europe maybe took it and bring it like to a next creative level, but
Mhm.
from a holding point, not from a let go point.
Why is
You know?
that? Why is that? That because
Mm,
if I'm understanding correctly, there's so many styles that are birthed in the USA, so much creativity, so much ideas coming up, like you said, crumping, juking,
mm,
popping, flexing. And then in Europe or even Japan, I would say it's brought over and it's
yeah,
studied. It's studied and understood at a very high level. Teachers are training it and everything.
yeah.
Can you explain why? What for you? Why is that?
So I talk now for Europe. but it's like it's a thesis, right? It's a theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe because we had from the Greek culture and how learning is based. And I think in US is also like this, but I didn't I still have to find what's the difference in the US between Europe, because Europe is also, so you have Europe, but Europe is big like the USA.
Mm-hmm.
But in Europe, you have Italian culture, Greek culture, Portuguese culture, Spanish culture. They are interconnected because you have the Latin language that spread out the Spanish, that spread out in Germany also. You like the Italian language is spread to France. Then you have the Anglo-Saxon language, that is the Germanic language, that is actually Anglo-Saxon is England and England is English,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
you have all these connections through war and emperors that change things, but the formula that comes from ancient Greece, and of course, don't forget the Arabic world that influenced also Greece or
Mm-hmm.
Persia and Mesopotamia,
Mm-hmm.
we go back,
Wow, yes, yes.
right? So this is all influenced years by years, thousands from years. But when you get the formulas that the Greeks had and put it in the school system, like, okay, this is mathematics, this is how mathematics is working. So this is grammar, this is how grammar is working. So how are you going to hold this and develop this? So because of one plus one, we go to relativity theory, to Einstein, and now we have the quantum physics,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes all from mathematics, and it's from Arabic to Greece, and from Greece spread out to Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and Greece, Rome, Italy, and to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this, because it's a long culture is this, the scientific way of taking it is stronger,
Mm-hmm.
because the US have a young culture. I think USA is 250 years
Yeah,
old,
right. That's true compared to yes,
right?
yes,
So
compared.
it's more like um, it's more like it's still an emperor, im, no, how you say imperium, empire, empire culture. It's like we go there. You took the land, okay, we know the story, Native Americans and so
Right.
on, okay, then the slaves and so on. But this English people and this Irish people, this Spanish people, they flee out of Europe because you had kings here. You had people here who ruled already, and there was a system. So they went over
Mm-hmm.
to create a new system, and that's why it's so, actually, is the Statue of Liberty, freedom of
Right.
speech.
Right.
Is this what they didn't had in Europe?
Yes. Yes. Right.
So they did this in the US, right? So and I think this kind of learning and behavior is
Wow.
still inside in the school, when you go into school, how things work, and they work like very like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, that makes
So
sense.
this is it's a big thing. So
Right.
this chain leads there that, oh, okay, we learn hip hop. What is hip hop? Oh, is this? Okay, now we go really deep to it, and
Right.
now we find out how it's really working. And
Right.
then suddenly hip hop is done in the US, and
Yes.
then there's a new dance, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
This,
yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
fascinating. Wow. Well, man. Well, let me. There's one question.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
yeah. There's something.
so right now, for anyone that has questions, feel free to write in the comments.
Let's
So
think.
I'll
That is
just
awesome.
read them. Pez says, "Don't you think that it is also because we are guests in the culture? Unless we are talking about evolution, flamenco, for example, in Spain, or other dance styles from our culture."
Well, yeah, guest in the culture. Hmm. Am I a guest in this earth? Maybe yes, as a human being, and then I'm gonna die. So I am a guest now in a state called Germany as a human being. On the papers, it says I'm Greek, but I don't live in Greece.
Hmm.
So where is my culture? Sometimes I identify more as a US citizen because I grew up with all the movies, the culture, the everything, but not as a white US citizen, what is really weird.
Hmm.
But sometimes I identify also as a Greek because my bloodline is Greek. So where am I really a guest? I think from a human perspective, I'm not a guest at all, but
Hmm.
from a let's say from a business perspective, it's then it becomes then it becomes hard because
Hmm.
if you start to make a dance style a business and to make money with this, you want to protect your business,
Hmm.
and it's not anymore sharing, it's sharing to make money to exist and to pay your bills. And then you protect it by saying some stuff, I believe also. So if capitalism is ruling the art and the culture, then maybe you becoming a guest.
Hmm.
But okay, if I go to, let's say I go to a native tribe in the US and I start to live there
Hmm.
and I start to dance there, to
Hmm.
eat like them, to speak their language. And then I marry a wife, my wife gonna be a native Indian, and I talk them. I become a Apache. Am I a guest still?
I,
Okay,
I
I go
that's,
to very
yeah.
philosophical.
Right.
I get very
Right.
philosophical. You
Right.
know, I like to do this
Right.
and to hang out with people to do this, and
Right.
some from them show me this, and I'm
Right.
like, wow, how you do this? And the next time I do this, and they're like, oh wow, no, you twisted. I
Hmm.
think this is the point of human nature,
Hmm. Okay.
you know,
Hmm.
because I'm so long in this dance now, I cannot tell that I'm a guest anymore. I
Hmm.
cannot, Storm wrote it in his book. You have the originators, you have you have the originators, the innovators, the distributors, and the consumers.
Hmm.
And sometimes I'm a consumer, sometimes I'm an originator, sometimes I'm a distributor. Like
Hmm.
now, what we're doing,
Hmm.
you are now a distributor for the culture.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
but in the next few hours, you're gonna be an
Hmm.
innovator and trying new moves for yourself and for the rest.
Right.
So
Right. Mm.
so I believe um, the social part in me believes that humans can be together, and if we mix everything together, to hold traditions is important to not lose them, but I'm more into the let's innovate because the traditions we have them on video and can learn them. So
Mm.
we have to push and innovate
Mm.
more and more and more and be together in one room. Even if your culture is Arabic, me, I'm Greek German, and there is Spanish people, let's find a context to work together, to share together, to eat together.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I'm a guest in the culture, but there's fusion kitchen that mix Mexican food and tastes with French. And
Mm.
suddenly in the kitchen, it works,
Mm.
right? And then we say, okay, this is fusion kitchen. But when we say in dance, it's not working, then we lie, I think, to ourselves. Oh, wait, they're writing some stuff here.
Yes, yes, is a topic. I feel this could be a separate interview now from this is another topic of but
Topic.
yeah, do you if you want to if there's any questions or comments here you would like to share or respond with, but also again, I know we have been talking for some time as well, but up to you what you would like to
No,
move.
it's fine. I find I have like 10, 15 minutes,
Okay,
20
then
minutes. It's fine. Yeah.
yeah. So if there's any comments that you would like to respond
Yeah.
to or
Yeah.
yeah.
Communication culture. all speak different, but this type of language came and started from somewhere. Yes, of course, that it started from somewhere. Yeah, it's not your tradition. Oh, yo, it's not my tradition. Innovation, maybe. Yeah, it's a point of view that if it's not my tradition, but I learn it, appreciating it, then you can say, okay, I'm a guest in it. But in the end, if I show this to other people, to my friends, because I love it and they're appreciating it, then suddenly a new timeline starts, a new string starts. And this string, to cut it off, I think it's wrong. To say, okay, we stop here because we are now doing it more, or we're doing less, or it becomes something else, right? Because of the love of it.
Mm.
But maybe at the same group, the North and the South Kung Fu masters had different essence, but found ground. They all stood on there. Yes. So exactly. So, and this is what 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 makes me a little bit um, like thinking. We try to find it in the microscope and to separate all the cells by
Mm-hmm.
its organism, right? To
Mm-hmm.
separate all the cells and say, okay, this cell is Afro-American, and this cell is white American, and this cell is German, but my blood is Greek. So, yeah. So we're separating it, but instead, so by separating it, and this is, I think, the philosophy I go, by separating it, you can go deep to it and understand it, but in the end, you can go also then macro and
Mm-hmm.
see, oh, okay, wait, this is one earth, huh? Don't forget, this is one earth. We did this, we have this, but we still have to live somehow all together on this one earth. So what is making us together? And so, which sentence and which rhetoric making us live together, and which rhetoric making us split? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is how we have to take care which words we're gonna use to bringing things together and separating things, and in which context. Of course, I'm not black. Of course, it's not my tradition. Okay, sure, but I understand, I love, I learn, I know so much. It's like, okay, I'm like a little bit off, but still a part of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, now let's say I'm in the US and you say you're a guest in my tradition. I say, yes, okay. But now I'm in Germany talking about this tradition, appreciating this tradition, giving a lot information to understand the tradition where it comes from, and suddenly I am somehow like a, I don't know, you call it gatekeeper or
Holding information, like you don't share the
yeah,
information.
yeah, no, not holding information. I give the information,
Okay, you give
you
it.
know, and taking care that is understood like I understood it as the guest in US.
Mm-hmm.
But here you have other people that they are very guests and do it mainstream, and they don't know what is hip hop. They
Right,
don't know nothing about it.
right,
And this for me are like, okay, they don't know. They are not even guests. They don't understand what it's about. They just take moves, they do choreographies, and
right.
they say, yeah, we do hip hop.
Yes.
We do a bounce. Ah, yeah, this is hip hop, and they don't know why the bounce comes, where it comes from, why, and so on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
don't have to. Of course not. Of course not. But
Right.
this is like, if I am like the ambassador of our culture here, I cannot consider myself a guest somehow
Mm.
because I try to give it away with a very, very specific and very good points. Yeah. So yeah, it's very difficult.
Yes.
I say contributions weighed heavy on the journey of dance. Yeah, I would say RoboDev has done a lot of homework and put Germany on the map. Ah, thank you, Jay, my
Mm,
brother Jay. You were around the real people that did it. Exactly. Yeah, but this I said it before because, and of course, it was my choice to learn it, huh? We don't have to forget. Maybe because people are sometimes in the environment, but they don't give a shit. They don't
right,
give a damn.
right.
They don't want to learn. But
No,
I was the guy. My interest was there to learn. So it wasn't only the people around me. It was also my choice to learn. Yeah.
right.
You're still a guest, however, you became a part of the knowledge and decided to share. Okay, Ken, okay. You were, yes. People from the US don't always speak better English than someone who has really studied the language. I didn't study the language. I learned the language by watching movies, talking with other people. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Been putting in work in the culture and the stage for years. Respect. Yeah. So, it's all about respect, man. It's not
Mhm.
about that I come and I say, this is my culture. Definitely not.
Mm.
I would be so happy to be one time in a Mexican or Afro-American backyard party and chill with the people and hang out and drink some beers and chill
Right.
and dance and hang out.
Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to. And I think the Greek mentality is very near in the mentality of this. Yeah.
Yes.
Respect is the most. Without respect, I couldn't say the words what I say right now. Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, look,
Come
you're
to the
invited to the
cookout.
cookout. There
Yeah.
it is. Come to
Yeah.
USA.
Man, it's a dream.
Man.
You have to understand that I grew up in the 80s. The 80s was the USA boom in the west of Germany. So every movie, every star, everything, Michael Jordan, Bruce Lee, Michael Jackson, all these things that were influencing. So we had the same influences like the US, but sometimes a little more less. You had more stuff, of course. Yeah.
Mm. Right.
To get a Dickies jeans in the 90s was like where we can find Dickies in the
Yes.
90s, and super expensive,
Mm-hmm.
like $120 a Dickies
Mm.
in the 90s. Yeah.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah, shock life. Oh, of course, the context is very, very important. The
Yes.
context is important. So the main context of this guest and not guest is actually me, Greek parents born in Germany, studying all these dances, loving and appreciating all these dance styles that come from USA, and trying to put them also here out. This is actually the context. Yeah,
Mm. Wow.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
Oh, yo, India. Yo, India, bro, I don't know, 10,000 years culture, and they keep having this culture. Of course, they take movements and they say, yo, we had this wave. I saw some
Oh
footage,
yes, yeah,
you know,
videos of yes,
you
the
know,
videos,
they,
yes,
yeah, the videos with a black and white video. He do
yeah,
like super liquid wave. So like
wow,
ripple waves, yeah.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, they or belly dance in Arabic countries,
yes,
Oriental dance.
right. You know it's I mean there's even I spoke to do you know Gizmo, the animator Gizmo.
Of course,
He
yes.
he talks a lot about he'll say what he will say is that all of this is miming, acting out characters, and so he likes to use miming as what he
Yeah,
looks at as the his source.
yeah. And
Um,
even no, but even Wavo said like, okay, look at the ancient Greeks, they have theater, and suddenly you are Hercules and fighting against I don't know, Hydra,
yes, the
with
Hydra.
the
Yep. The heads.
the
Yep.
Hydra. So somehow people made something up to make the Hydra. I can imagine.
Right.
So yeah, so it's like miming is one of the biggest thing, and out of miming dances come. But you have folklore dances, they are based on rhythm.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
somebody is banging and
mm.
you're based on rhythm. So sometimes the rhythm dictates the dance, and sometimes the narrative dictates the dance. And
Mm,
of course, they're both together. Let's say you have, I don't know, some in Africa, some tribes they have like a hunting dance.
mm.
So then you have a believing aspect. So you believe, so you make rhythm, you make the hunt to believe, you get strong to go hunting. Let's
Yeah,
say like this, right? Very simple stuff, but this makes the narrative.
yeah,
Because we are more in the scientific, we grew out of the tribe. We grew
yeah,
out of the tribe. We're super individual. So we are like, okay, how am I? Who am I? How I'm going to do something? How? And then the environment speaks for itself.
yeah,
But yeah, so you have narrative, you have rhythm, and then you have purpose.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yes.
my purpose as a choreographer is to get movements together,
Mm-hmm.
because choreography is a Greek word. Choreo means choros,
Mm,
dance, and graphy, writing.
mm,
So that's why we say in choreography, this, let's say I make a wave, a thread, and another thread. So now I have a phrase. We call it in street dance, oh, this is a set or a setup,
mm,
right?
mm.
So this, I dance now my phrase, you know? So
Yes.
this now is a choreography.
Yeah. Right, the
You
word.
know, from the
Yeah.
root of the words,
Choreography.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I,
So all
I
this, yeah, all this stuff,
mhm.
sometimes when you dig only the words, you find, okay, this is the meaning of it.
You're right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Choreograph, you do chores and your mind graphs it. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Choreograph.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Wow.
And then you
Well,
put,
mhm.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And then you put a calligraphy inside, you know?
Yes, right,
Yeah.
right. Wow. Well, I wanna thank you, Robozee, for just all the information from your journey and just also your philosophy, this discussion of culture at the end as well. This I feel I'm inspired from this conversation and also everyone that has commented and shared as well, because this is very important conversations to have. And this also inspires me to somehow, it would be great to get different leaders from different dance cultures together and to talk about these questions of what we're talking about now and other questions related to just humans outside of dance, because what we're talking about isn't just about dance, it's just human beings and culture and so much.
Ah,
I want to thank you, Robozee, for for sharing. And if
I,
there was something you
I
want to,
just, I would like to share something for the young generation.
yes.
Maybe not to make the mistake that the old generation did,
Mm,
and being only in one side perspective. If the next generation can get it to put them all together and define things together, this makes so much better for the next generation from them.
mm, mhm,
Because the journey from electric boogie, finding out there's popping, and then suddenly popping is a style, and then there's electric boogaloo, and what is electric boogaloo? And then this umbrella, and then, oh, there is a puppet, there is a waving, and inside the waving they have this styles, and then you suddenly come only to individual people that created stuff to recognize them.
mm,
But in the end, we have to find a solution to define things. And when we define things like 1 + 1 is 2,
mm,
and then in this method, we have stop motion, we have a wave, we have, I don't know, isolation, and so on. Then we can go the next step, because we order it to understand it easier. Because
mm,
our street dance is by talking and searching There's no really a book about popping. A
No.
really book, Electric Boogaloo, strutting, a really book. Bryce, Future, they do this now. They start to put things out as videos and so on.
Hmm.
But to get this, we need to define things. Okay, then you make a traditional book. You say this is the tradition, and then you make, okay, what is the, who was the innovator of the tradition, and make innovation in the tradition.
Mm.
And then you have a timeline, and out of the timeline, it can go and grows.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes we forget the timeline. We're like, no, no, I do strutting because strutting is gonna die in the end, and so that's why I have to strut, right?
Right.
Or any other dance style, right? Yeah.
Right. Right.
So we need, it's a lot of work and a lot of communication and a lot of finding solutions together,
Mm.
putting the ego a little bit off, saying, okay, what makes sense, and going with an open heart. But it's
Yes.
utopia.
Yes. No, I hear you on that. The open heart for sure. Being able to go in without already certain feelings and prejudices or already certain knowledge already going into it. But I hear you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So,
for, yeah, this is for together. Because
yeah.
only individuals, when we stay in individuals, then we fight each other all the time. Ah, I did this. Ah, I did this. I am that dude. Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Right.
It's
Right.
fine. Write it down. Have it in the history books.
Right.
That's important.
Yes. Wow.
Planet, galaxies, the universe. Oh, wow. Let's see what they are. Absolutely. And separate the conjoined bit. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for advice for our generation. Go
Yes.
alone, go fast, go together, go far. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Wow.
what does it mean to talk hot dogs? Guest is talking mess about the hot dogs.
I'm I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that
I
one.
don't know. I'm
Uh,
the guest who talking hot dogs? Maybe. You know, all this interview, maybe is everything is nonsense. You never know. That's life.
Here we
Yeah,
are. All
here we
right.
are.
Well,
Yeah. It's just me talking in a moment.
you're right. Because you said the
Yeah.
cook went wrong somewhere. The cook. Oh, I think maybe the you were talking about cooking. The analogy. Um,
Ah,
I'm not.
ah,
I'm not.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're right.
Okay. So, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Robozee, for here, and thank you for again everyone here that joined. And yeah, Robozee, it was a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, I hope one day either we meet. I hope I meet you one day. It'll be great. That'll be really cool.
We're
Or
gonna meet
somehow,
for sure.
if you came to USA, I think that would be really awesome as well. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, man, I hope
And
the
if
yeah.
people look, if people come to Germany, if you are in Germany, just text me. You know, I come from the hip hop culture that is connecting. So anytime, everybody who's inside here, if you come here, hang out, eat something, I show you my city. It's a small city, cute city. It's fine. Then we go to Paris, to Berlin. Yeah, you
Nice.
know, just you're all invited, you know, it's hip hop culture. Be
That's cool.
human, you know, first human, and then we start to analyze things.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Robozee, for your time. I hope you have a
right.
calm night and, hope you have a great
Okay,
rest of
thank you
your
so
night.
much
Yes, yes,
for this interview.
yes, sir.
Okay,
All right.
take care.
Take
Bye bye.
care. Peace.
Peace.